Hello students, in this video we will talk about electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells are also called as galvanic cells or voltaic cells. These cells are using chemical reactions. They use chemical reactions to generate electricity. So these cells use chemical reactions to generate electricity, and the reactions which are taking place inside the cell is a redox reaction or reduction oxidation reactions, and these reactions are spontaneous reactions. Battery or dry cell, we also called as dry cell, is an example of a electrochemical cell or a galvanic cell. The chemicals inside the battery, they react in an oxidation reduction manner to generate electricity, and that electricity is used to power our electrical devices such as cell phones, torches, remote, etc. Now let's learn more about these cells. The parts of the cells. This cell contains two containers. These are the two containers. One container contains zinc sulfate, aqueous solution of zinc sulfate. In the another container we have aqueous solution of copper sulfate. In the container containing zinc sulfate, we dip a zinc rod, and in the container containing copper sulfate we dip a copper rod. Now we connect these two rods, zinc and copper rod, with the electrical wire. Now when we connect with the electrical wire, electrons start moving, and they start moving from zinc rod and move towards copper rod, and when the electron starts moving they generate electricity. The electricity can be detected if we place some bulb in the hook up the bulb with the wire. We see that the bulb glows. So this is a setup of the electrochemical cell. To be really very specific, there is one more part of the cell which is called as salt bridge. Salt bridge connects the two solutions, and these are the two rods. They are called as electrodes. Now in the next section I am going to give a more zoom view or a comic view of the electrochemical cell, and what we will see what happens at the atomic level in the electrochemical cell. So this is the magnification of the some part of the galvanic cell. You can see there are some atoms of the metal and also some ions in the solution. The two positive, zinc 2 positive ion and copper 2 positive ion are the ions in the solution, and this is the part of the electrode, that is zinc electrode and the copper electrode. Now, and this, the two electrodes are connected through the external wire. Now when the two electrodes are connected to the external wire, now there is a competition between the zinc and copper for the electron. Both want to pull the electron, and in this pull one of them will win and one loses. Now copper has a stronger pull of electron. Copper has a stronger pull for electrons, and zinc has a weaker pull of electron. So in the battle of pulling the electron, the copper wins and the copper snatches the electron from the zinc. So zinc will lose 2 electrons. So zinc will give up 2 electrons to the copper. Now how can it will give 2 electrons to the copper? Through this external wire. So zinc will give up 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons, they will be moving through the external wire and they will go to the copper side. So zinc loses 2 electrons. So this neutral zinc, when loses 2 electrons, it gets charged and it turns into zinc 2 positive, and this zinc 2 positive ion is soluble in water, so it will move to the solution. Now when this electrons through the external wire reaches this reduction half in the copper side, the copper ions which are dissolved in the water, this aqueous ions, they take up the 2 electrons and they get reduced. Now 2 positive ion, copper 2 positive and 2 electrons, they will make up a neutral copper, and this copper will be deposited in this copper electrode. So this process continues. The zinc will lose 2 electrons and form zinc 2 positive ion, and the 2 electron will move through the external circuit and they will be taken up by the copper 2 positive ion, and copper 2 positive get deposited. So the zinc rod start dissolving and it becomes thinner, and the copper rod start depositing and it becomes thinner, and through the movement of the electrons through from zinc to copper, the electricity is generated. We can put some bulb here which glows. So this is how the electricity is generated by moving of electrons. Now when the electron moves from zinc to copper, the zinc oxidizes, and following reaction takes place at zinc electrode. That zinc solid will form zinc 2 positive aqueous plus 2 electrons, and copper will take up the 2 electrons. So copper ions, that is Cu2 positive, reduces. So we can write the reaction for reduction, that is Cu2 positive ion aqueous, it takes up 2 electrons and form Cu solid. And overall reaction, we can add these two reactions to get the overall cell reaction, that is zinc solid plus copper 2 positive aqueous gives you zinc 2 positive aqueous plus copper solid. So you see a zinc forms ions, zinc dissolves and copper deposits. This is the overall cell reaction of a zinc copper cell. Next is cell representation. Or we can write cell notation. It is a shorthand representation of the cell. In the cell representation, we can show what is going inside the cell without drawing the picture or the diagram of the cell. Now how can we represent the cell? We have the oxidation half. We can start with the oxidation which is taking place in the zinc. Zinc oxidizes. We start with the zinc solid. We write a vertical line and it forms zinc 2 positive ion, that is zinc 2 positive ion aqueous. This is the oxidation part, and we write 2 vertical lines, and then we write the reduction half. It starts from copper 2 positive ion, Cu2 positive ion, Then we write a vertical line and it reduced to copper Cu solid. So this is the representation, cell representation or cell notation. Start with zinc, which is start with anode dipped in anodic electrolyte, then cathodic electrolyte, and then cathode. So this is the how we can represent the cell without drawing the actual diagram of the cell. Now we will talk about the salt bridge. We will try to understand what the salt bridge is and what is the importance and function of the salt bridge in a electrochemical cell. Here we have made two solutions. This is the oxidation half and this is the reduction half. Now both the solutions are made up of positive ion as well as negative ion. This is positive ion as well as negative ion, and the negative ion here is the sulfate ion, as we have taken zinc sulfate solution on this side and copper sulfate solution on this side. Now both the oxidation half and the reduction half, they are electrically neutral because the positive charge is equally balanced by the negative charge. So both the positive charge of the zinc and the negative charge of the sulfate ion, they make the here the copper and the copper ions and the sulfate ion make the two oxidation and reduction half electrically neutral. Now look what happens when the electron starts flowing. When the zinc oxidizes, it loses two electrons, and these two electrons flows through the external circuit and comes to this reduction side, and in this process zinc oxidizes and converts to zinc 2 positive ion, and the copper ion, which takes up 2 electrons, it becomes copper and deposit in the electrode. Now when the process continues, the zinc keeps on dissolving and gets converted to zinc positive ion, and the copper starts depositing, and in this process this side the electrical neutrality is disturbed on both the sides. Now this side it becomes more positive because the number of zinc ions are adding but the number of sulfate ions are the same. So there is a buildup of positive charge on this oxidation side, and here the copper ions start depositing as a neutral copper, but the number of sulfate ions remains the same. So there is a buildup of negative charge on this reduction half. Here comes the role of salt bridge. Now salt bridge is a U-tube, inverted U-tube, which is made up of sodium chloride or potassium chloride ions mixed in a gelatin or agar-agar medium, and in both the ends it is fitted with the cotton, and through this cotton the ions can diffuse from the negative ion and positive ion can diffuse from the salt bridge through these two oxidation and reduction half. Now when the positive charge build up on this oxidation half and the negative charge build up on this reduction half, then the flow of electron becomes very difficult and ultimately the cell stops working, the oxidation redox reaction stops. Now because there is a build-up of positive charge here and the negative charge on this side. Now to remove this accumulation of negative and positive charge, when the positive charge develops here, equal amount of negative charge flows from the salt bridge through the cell. So the negative ions, chloride ions, start flowing and they comes to this side which is deficient in positive charge. To neutralize the buildup of positive charge, the negative charge flows from the salt bridge to the oxidation half. In the same way, when the copper ion deposited, there is a buildup of negative charge in this half, and the equal amount of positive ions flows from the salt bridge to the solution, and they neutralize the buildup of negative charge on this side. So by flowing of ions from the salt bridge, the electrical neutrality of the two half cells maintained, and the cell continues to flow the electrons from anode to cathode. So this is the role of salt bridge. First, salt bridge completes the electrical circuit and it maintains the electrical neutrality of the electrochemical cell, so that the cell continues to create electricity. So this is the about the electrochemical cell. In the next video we will study about the electrolysis. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the video.